Hello, guys. It's your mistress, the Queen of Lions here, and welcome back to an episode of Shadows and Pretties. This is episode 103, and today we're doing another movie called The Page Master. Now, there is a game based on it called The Page Master based on the 1994 movie, but I am going to focus on the 1994 American live action animated movie. Now, this one is a mixture of live action and animation in the movie, which, and this one came out in 1994. So, most kids, maybe from who were born in the 90s, probably will remember, this movie. Like, I kind of remembered seeing it when I was younger, but at the same time, I really just couldn't put my finger on when I have last saw it. Now, to summarize this up, that this one was film was produced by Turner Pictures and Hanna-Barbera, by the 20th Century. It was released by 20th Century Fox on November 23rd, 1994. Which I'm gonna sit here and say that this story is a pretty good one. It's got Christopher Lloyd in this movie. It's got Macaulay Culkin. Now, Macaulay Culkin is the same actor who is, well, Kevin in Home Alone 1 and 2. So if you recognize him in this one, you'll recognize him in Home Alone. So, unfortunately, this movie did very poorly at the box office, along with Cats Don't Dance, set back to other animation films in the studio. But yeah, the film received negative reviews, but for some reason, I really do find this movie to be enjoyable. So most movies, from the 90s, these are pretty good. This one, in my opinion, is actually one of them. Yet again, I'm going to say I respect your opinion if you don't like this movie. I know not everybody likes a certain movie and all that. So, yeah, we're going to sit here and, I'm basically just going to sit here and, talk about the movie just to give it a little refresher for those who haven't seen it in years and for those who have not seen it yet. So, a 10-year-old boy named Richard Tyler lives in his life based on statics and fears of everything. He expasses his parents have tried multiple ways to build up the courage to little success. Now, Richard is sent to buy a bags of nails for the building a treehouse. However, though, when Richard gets caught in a harsh thunderstorm and takes shelter in the library, he meets Dr. Dewey, who is a librarian, and who insists that he needs to find a special book of him and gives him a library card. Despite Richard's protests, searching for the phone, Richard finds himself in a large, rotunda painted with many famous literary characters. He slips on water dripping from his coat and falls over, knocking himself out. So Richard awakes to find the rotunda starts melting, which washes over him in the library and turning him into illustrations. So what's really interesting about this movie is that it is, live action and animation mixed together in this movie. I know some movies have also done this in other ones. So I really do like that, the Page Master did that for this movie, which I really would have to say it's pretty interesting. Like, I kind of remember, sitting there and, watching this movie as a kid. I think I might have had it on VHS at one point. I'm not really too sure because, it's been quite a while. He is met with the Page Master, a mythical keeper of books and the guardian of the written word, and Richard asks for directions for the exit. So the Page Master sends him through the fiction section towards a neon green sign exit. So along the way, Richard becomes friends with three anthropomorphic adventure, a swashbucket pirate looking book, fancy but sassy but carrying fairy tale book, and a horror fearful hunch book with a misshaped spine. So the three agreed to help Richard if he checks them out using his new library card. So together, for the list of the lands of adventure, however, starts in a group, separating after, the Moby Dick acts following by the whale battle with Captain Ahab. I think that's how you pronounce it. Richard and the adventure are shipwrecked and picked up by, something captained by Long John Silver. The pirates go to Treasure Island, but they find no treasure except for one gold coin, nearly causing them, between the captain and his crew to go crazy. So fantasy and horror they turn and defeat the pirates, and Silver attempts to convince Richard to leave with them, but surrenders when Richard threatens him with a sword. So, in the fantasy section, we see Richard sees the exit sign on top of the mountain. However, the adventurer's bubbling awakens the dormant dragon, which Richard tries to fight the dragon with the sword and shield, but the dragon swallows him. So Richard finds his books in the dragon's stomach, and he uses a beanstalk, from Jack and the Beanstalk, to escape through the dragon's mouth, and use the books to climb the beanstalk to reach the exit. So they reach into a larger room where they fears Dr. Jekyll goes second or something. Captain Ahab and Long John Silver and the dragon reappear in the magical twister to congratulate him. So the page master swoops to Richard and the books to the twister, sending him back to the real world. So Richard then wakes up finding adventure, fantasy, and horror next to him as real books. So Mr. Dewey finds them, even though the library's policy allows only a person to check out 2 books at a time. He lets them check out all 3 books just this once. So Richard returns home, braver boy sleeping in his new treehouse with his books, where his parents find him after searching all over town, believing he was missing. And that's basically the end of the story. Now, I really do liked this movie as a kid. I really found this movie to be enjoyable. It was really well made in detail, especially for a movie in the 90s. I really would have to say I really do like, the voice cast for, like, the live action, movie. Like, it's got Patrick Stewart in it, which was really nice. We also had, Whoopi Goldberg in the movie. And we had, pretty good actors who were in this movie. We had some pretty good actors in this. Oh, and I have to say, Phil Hartman, the one who died after, doing the live action movie for Kiki's Delivery Service, he's actually in this movie, which I did not even know that till just recently. Now, I'm going to say, Macaulay Culkin, the Home Alone kid actor, he did really good in this movie, along with, Christopher Lloyd and all that. And this actually makes me want to go watch this movie again, although I haven't seen it in, years, but that's just from what I remember. Now, the animation film was starting to be made, sometime after American Tail, Land Before Time, and Aladdin was made. Now, this was the first films to feature live action, traditional animation, and CGI animation altogether. Like with one scene with the computer-generated dragon made from paint that was used. So, and then the first film was published, the first in the film created was first published before January 1st in 1923, but that was something else. So, according to the film's crew, they went through over budget during the animation production due to mismanagement and the changes to narrative. So, in the 2001 book producing saying the animation, they had recommends against making the story changes during the animation process. So, like, Joe Johnson would later go on to express dissatisfaction about the production movie and claiming that the film was re-edited without his consent. So, yeah, that's when there was, like, legal issues going on. So, yeah, that's very unfortunate. I'm not going to go through too much of the legal issues that they did have while making the movie because, it'd be too long. So I'm going to sit here and say they had some legal issues. If you want to read it for yourself, it's on the wiki. So, of course, there are extended and deleted scenes. Like, the Page Master represented an extended cut version, while during the production, some original scenes were moved by both live action and animation. The deleted scene and characters can still be seen in the making of the film, trailers, and TV spots, and other books and related projects. However, they can also be seen in the sneak peek on the 1993 VHS copy release of Once Upon a Forest, which I have not seen that movie yet, but I may consider maybe doing something like that in the near future. by release of, well, the Rookie of the Year. So, yeah, very surprising. I think you're on DVD, you could probably watch the deleted scenes or Blu-ray, whatever they have. So, Rotten Tomatoes unfortunately have like a film that had an approval rating of 21% based on the reviews, which unfortunately I don't know why people were bashing this movie. I really still found this movie to be enjoyable. Despite the fact that there might have been maybe a few flaws, I still found this movie to be quite enjoyable and amazing. Now, I haven't seen this movie in years, so I am going to have to sit here and, well, see if I can, rewatch the movie sometime, because I really need to rewatch this movie. It's been years. So, of course, we have the Page Master was released on VHS, Laserdisc on April, but it was also released, in DVDs and even on Blu-ray later on throughout the years. Of course, contrary to any claims, the screenplays and films are not based on any book, but of course they were all preceded novelizations and illustrated books by several years. So a number of books was based on the film exist, including an illustration book attributed to David Crinster and Ernie Contreras, and of course the large passengers from the Cassie screenplay. Without giving Cassie any credit, the film was well into production by the time the book was introduced in 1993. So, yeah, there was a lot of more, complicated stuff. However, there is a video game based on this software that was released on the same year, and it was developed by Probe Software, and it was a PC handled game versions, which I really did not even know that there was a game. So the game is kind of basically, based on the actual movie. I'm not really sure. I have not played the game, so I don't really know entirely full on fact. But I would definitely have to say, even though it did have received some negative reviews, I still find the movie to be really good. Like, ever since as a kid, I used to watch, I watched a lot of movies from the 90s, and this is actually one of them, being a pretty good movie. So, I honestly still find this one to be, enjoyable. It's a pretty good movie. I really do like it. It's really good. Now, I really do like that Macaulay Culkin was in it. The actor for Home Alone was in this movie, which I'm really was surprised that he was in this one. But, it was pretty neat getting to see that. And I have seen, trailers of this movie, and I actually really wanted to check out this movie. Now, this movie is pretty good, and if you're a 90s kid or a child born in the 90s, you probably remember seeing this movie. So, I guess with that being the case, that being said, I'm just going to wrap up the review. There's nothing really much to say because, in my opinion, it's an awesome movie. You should really go check this out if you haven't. You will not be disappointed. But yet again, it's your choice. Like, if you like this story, that's fine. If you don't like it, it's understandable, as not everybody is into, well, any kind of movie, and it's just people's opinions. Like I'm gonna say right now, it's just simply my own personal opinion. If you happen to disagree with me, that's okay too. As, it's all everyone's opinions. I'm willing to respect everyone's opinions. So, with that being said, what did you guys think about this movie? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this movie a lot better? Feel free to leave me now what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so then you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out.